What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. As you all are probably aware by now, Total War Warhammer 3's very first gameplay footage was released to the public yesterday, and it was the Khorne vs. Kislev survival battle video. Now, it generated a bit of controversy because of, well, the survival battle, so I just wanted to go ahead and give you guys my thoughts on the trailer or gameplay footage or whatever you want to call it. So first and foremost, let's address the elephant in the room, the tower defense survival mode, right? That's the big thing that's generating the controversy. Essentially, what it is when you go into the realms of chaos, there's going to be these survival battles. Now, I'm not sure if that's all there's going to be when you're in the realms of chaos, or if there's going to be settlements that you have to conquer in the realms of chaos, or if you're going to be there for a while, or if it operates just like a quest battle, or what. All we know is that there's chaos realms and survival battles they're linked somehow. So right away, my very first impressions of that is I'm interested. You know, I don't think I don't have a problem with it if they execute it correctly, and it's fun, and it's not like most of the game or anything, like it's not an obtrusive amount. Then it could be a fun little side distraction, you know, like the quest battles. They've already kind of experimented a little bit with like tower defense style battles with the Warhammer 2 quest battles, so this is not really that far of a leap. Now, of course, there are new things involved in this, such as replenishing mid-battle and mid-battle upgrades and building structures, so, you know, and of course a final boss fight. But again, that's not that far off from what we already have at Warhammer 2 with the quest battles. So first thing I noticed was that the UI is very similar to Warhammer 2's. That's not a bad thing to me. I think Warhammer 2 has a great UI as far as Total War games are concerned. I think it probably has the most clear and concise UI that we have outside of Shogun 2. It's very intuitive as far as grand strategy games go. I mean, compared to something like Paradox games or even Rome 2, honestly. So they talked a bit about the Kislev and Khorne rosters and how they're going to work. They mentioned that Kislev is going to have a lot of hybrid infantry, which I'm all about. So melee missile hybrids. So like they'll have guns and two-handed swords or shields or whatever. So that's really cool, and they're supposed to be buffed. Your line infantry are supposed to be buffed by these patriarch heroes that are kind of like, I'm assuming they're going to behave, yeah, like a support hero, right? Like the warrior priest for the Empire. They touched on the lore of Ice and the lore of Tempest. I guess those are the two lores of magic that we'll have available to us when we're playing as Kislev, or the ones that are unique to Kislev anyway. And they showed off Bear Cavalry, which, come on, that's just awesome. The only thing cooler than Bear Cavalry is Bear-Toed Artillery. That I was not expecting. I'm expecting in the next trailer for them to show off artillery that just fires literal bears at people. I mean, I wouldn't complain, I'll be honest. As far as the Khornates are concerned, it's a pretty straightforward, you know, rush-type playstyle. They talked about there being a rage meter. Like, I would assume it's kind of like Murderous Prowess works. So that's cool. Rage mechanics are always cool. I like that stuff a lot. Let me tell you, the Elemental Bear, and especially the Bloodthirster, they look amazing, guys. I am hyped. Like, the environment looks great. The graphics look basically the same as they're on Warhammer 2. Some people were complaining about that in the chat, like, oh, there's no visual upgrades. I mean, we'll have to wait and see, but if the game released and it looked like it did in that trailer, I wouldn't be upset about it. I think Warhammer 2 is a good-looking game. I'm not really a graphics fiend. They just have to be decent. That's all I ask. Actually, sound is more important to me than graphics, and Warhammer 2 has pretty good sound, so. They also mentioned the pre-order race bonus, but they didn't give us any details beyond that, and they briefly mentioned Cathay, and they didn't give us much information on that, though. They just basically gave them a shout-out and didn't touch it, so I don't know. I'm not sure how they're going to handle the Warhammer map. Like, Kislev and Cathay are separated by a lot of land. The Mountains of Morn, you know, Troll Country, all that stuff. And I'm just curious if they're going to compress the map kind of like they do with the Lustria and Mortal Empires, or what we're going to do. If we're going to have portals, just like we have in Empire Total War, where you go from different theaters. I'm not sure. I'm hoping for a giant populated map, but I'm also not hoping for giant turn times. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. I'm definitely interested more in Cathay to see what we're gonna get with them, because Kislev, all right, we kind of have an idea now at this point, right? So, but yeah, I mean, that's pretty much my impression so far. I'm not overly hyped. It wasn't like a letdown or anything. It was pretty much, you know, just more Warhammer. The only thing that was unexpected for me was the survival battle thing, and you know, it wasn't like, again, I'm neutral on it. I think it could be fun. It could also be shit if it's in your face too much, or if it's not handled correctly, or if they really try to like focus on that, you know? Like, hey guys, we made this new mechanic and now we're gonna, you know, really show it off because we spent a lot of development time building it, so hope you like it. But anyways, guys, that's gonna wrap up the video. Let me know down below what your thoughts are on the trailer. Did you watch it? Are you hyped? Did you pre-order, etc.? Like I said, aside from the really badass looking Bloodthirster, there is nothing that I'm overly hyped about based on that trailer. My hype levels are just as they were before I watched it. Thanks for watching, everybody. Take care, and I will see you in the next one.